Hello viewers, welcome back. It's 9th of March, 11:45 p.m. at night, and we are back today after one day break as I had an exam today. I have an exam tomorrow also, but I thought of making a video because I had the time right now. I was free. So let's start without any further delay because I have to study also after this and then go to college in the morning. So let me set up the timer first. Yeah, we are setting up a 15 minutes timer again, and we'll start from page number 222. We have to start from there. So let's start. People can get ripped working out like a bodybuilder. Sorry. People can get ripped working out like a bodybuilder, but if you prefer rock climbing or cycling or rowing, then shape of your exercise habit around around your interests. If your friend follows a low carb diet but you find that low fat works for you, then more power to you. If you know if you want to read more, don't be embarrassed if you prefer steamy romance novels non-fiction over non-fiction. Read whatever fascinates you. You don't have to build the habits everyone tells you to build. Choose the habits that best suits you, not the one that is more not the one that is more popular. This is a version of There is a version of every habit that can bring you joy and satisfaction. Find it. Habit needs to be enjoyable if they are going to stick. This is the core idea behind the fourth law. Tailoring your habits to your personality is a good start. Tailoring your habits to your personality is a good start, but this is not the end of the story. Let's turn the attention to finding and designing solutions where you are at a natural advantage. How to find a game where the oil Oh my god. How to find a game where the odds are in your favor. Learning to play a game where the odds are in your favor is critical for maintaining motivation and feeling successful. In theory, you can just enjoy almost anything. In practice, you are more likely to enjoy the things that come easily to you. People who are talented in a particular area tend to be more competent at the task and are then praised for doing a good job. They stay energized because they are making progress where others have failed, and because they get rewarded with better pay and bigger opportunities, which not only makes them happier but also propels them to produce even a higher quality work. It's a virtuous cycle. If you are interested in taking a personality test, you can. Yeah. Pick the right habit and progress is easy. Pick the right habit and the progress is easy. Pick the wrong habit and the life is struggle. And the life is a struggle. How do you pick the right habit? The first step is something we can convert something we covered in third law. Make it easy. In many cases when people pick the wrong habit, it simply means they picked a habit that was too difficult. When a habit is easy, you are more likely to be successful. When you are successful, you are more likely to feel satisfied. However, there is another level to consider. In the long run, if you continue to advance and improve, any area can become challenging. At some point, you need to make sure you are playing the right game for your skill set. How do you find that out? The most common approach is trial and error. Of course, there is problem with this strategy. Life is short. You don't have time to try every career, date every eligible bachelor, or play every musical instrument. Thankfully there is an effective way to manage this conundrum. Conundrum. And I know and it is known as a explore exploit trade-off. What does conundrum mean? Hard puzzle. Okay, let me do something. Yeah, I'm still recording. Actually, I was turning off my Wi-Fi because it drains my battery, and if even if my battery is not drained, my phone gets hot and the recording stops automatically. That's why I stopped the Wi-Fi. Not stop. I turned off the Wi-Fi. Sorry. And it is known as the explore exploit trade off. In the beginning of a new activity, there should be a period of exploration. In relationship, it's called dating. In college, it's called the liberal arts. In business, it's called split testing. The goal is to try out many possibilities, research a broad range of ideas, and cast a wide net. After this initial period of exploration, shift your focus to the best solution you have found, but keep experimenting occasionally. The proper balance depends on whether you are winning or losing. If you are currently winning, you exploit, exploit, exploit. If you are currently losing, you continue to explore, explore, explore. Okay. In the long run, it's probably most effective to work on the strategy that seems to deliver the best results about 80 to 90% of the time and keep exploring with the remaining 10 to 20%. Google famously asks employees to spend 80% of the work week on their official job and 20% on projects of their choice, which has led to the creation of blockbuster products like AdWords and Gmail. The optimal approach also depends on how much time you have. If you have a lot of time, like someone at the beginning of their career, it makes more sense to explore because once you find the right thing, you still have a good amount of time to exploit it. If you are pressed for time, say you come up on the deadline of for a project. As you come up on the deadline for a project, you should implement the best solution you have found so far and get some results. Okay. As you explore different options, there are a series of questions you can ask yourself to continually narrow in the habits and areas that will be more satisfying to you. What feels like fun to me but works to others. What feels like fun to me but works to others. The mark of um, made whether you are made for a task is not whether you love it, because whether you can handle the pain of task is not whether you love it, but but whether you can handle the pain of the task easier than most people. When you are enjoying yourself while other people are complaining, the work that hurts you less than others is the work you were made to do. What makes me lose track of time? Flow is the mental state you enter when you are so focused on the task at hand that the rest of the world fades away. This blend of happiness and peak performance is what athletes and performers experience when they are in the zone. It's nearly impossible to experience a flow state and not find the task satisfying, at least to some degree. Where do I get degree? Where do I get greater returns than the average person? We are continually comparing ourselves to those around us, and behavior is more likely to be satisfying when the comparison is in our favor. When I started winning at jamesclear.com, my email list grew very quickly. I wasn't quite sure what I was doing well, but I knew that results seemed to be coming faster for me than for some of my colleagues, which motivated me to keep writing. What comes naturally to me. For just a moment, ignore what you have been taught, ignore what has told you, ignore what others expect of you. Look inside yourself and ask, what feels natural to me? What have I, what have I felt? When have I felt alive? When have I felt alive? When have I felt like this? When have I felt like the real me? No internal judgments or people pleasing, no second guessing or self criticism, just feelings of engagement and enjoyment. Whenever you feel authentic and genuine, you are headed in the right direction. To be honest, some of this process is just luck. Michael Phillips and HML Viroj were lucky to be born in this rare set of abilities that are highly valued by society, to be placed in the ideal environment for those abilities. We all have limited time on this planet, and the truly great among us are the ones who not only work hard but also have the good fortune to be exposed to opportunities that favor us. But what if you don't want to leave it up to luck? If you can find a game where the odds are stacked in your favor, create one. Scott Adams, the cartoonist behind Dilbert, says everyone has at least few areas in which they could be in the top 25% with some effort. In my case, I can draw better than most people, but I am hardly an artist. I'm not in funnier any funnier I'm not any funnier than the average stand-up comedian who never makes it big, but I'm funnier than most people. The magic is that few people can draw well and write jokes. Hmm. It's the combination of the two that makes what I do so rare. And when you add in my business background, suddenly I had a topic that few cartoonists to suddenly I had a topic that few cartoonists could hope to understand without living it. When you can't wish by win- when you can't win by being better, you can win by being different. By combining your skills, you reduce the level of competition, which makes it easier to stand out. You can shortcut the need for a genetic advantage or for years of practice by rewriting the rules. A good player works hard to win the game everyone else is playing. A good player works hard to win the game everyone else is playing. A great player creates a new game that favors their strength and avoid their weaknesses. In college, I designed my own major, biomechanics, which was a combination of physics, chemistry, and biology and Anatomy. I wasn't smart enough to stand out among the top physics or biology majors, so I created my own game, and because it suited me, I was only taking the course I was interested in. Studying felt like less of a less of a chore. It was also easier to avoid the trap of comparing myself to everyone else. After all, nobody else was taking the same combination of classes. So who could say that if they were better or worse? So who could say if they were better or worse? Specialization is a powerful way to overcome the accident of bad genetics. The more you are master of a specific skill, the harder it becomes for others to compete with you. Many bodybuilders are stronger than the average arm wrestler, but even a massive bodybuilder may lose at arm wrestling because the arm wrestling champ has a very specific strength. Even if you are not the most naturally gifted, you can often win by being the best in a very narrow category. Time is up, guys. Let me finish this topic. Best in a very narrow category. Boiling water will soften a potato but harden an egg. You can't control whether you are a potato or an egg, but you can decide to play a game where it's better to be hard or soft. You can find a more favorable environment. You can transform the situation from one where the odds are against you to one where they are in your favor. How to get the most out of your genes? Our genes do not eliminate the need for hard work, they clarify it. They tell us what to work hard on. We realize our strength, we know where to spend our time and energy, we know which types of opportunities to look for and which types of challenges to avoid. Our genes do not eliminate the need for hard work. They clarify it. They tell us what to work hard on. Once we realize our strengths, we know where to spend our time and energy. We know which types of opportunities to look for and which types of challenges to avoid. The better we understand our nature, the better our strategy can be. Biological differences matter. Even so, it's more productive to focus on whether you are fulfilling your own potential than comparing yourself to someone else. The fact that you have a natural limit to any specific ability has nothing to do with whether you are reaching the ceiling of your capabilities. People get so caught up in the fact that they have limits that they rarely exert the effort required to get close to them. Furthermore, genes can't make you successful if you are not doing the work. Yes, it's possible that the Ripple trainer, why I'm saying ripped as rippled. Yes, it's possible that the rip trainer in the gym has better genes, but if you haven't put the same reps, it's impossible to it's impossible to say if you have been dealt a better or worse genetic hand. Until you work as hard as those you admire, you don't explain away their successes as luck. In summary, one of the best way to ensure your habits remain satisfying over long run is to pick behavior that align with your personality and skills. Work hard on the things that comes easy. Chapter summary. The secret to maximizing your odds of success is to choose the right field of competition. Pick the right habit and progress is easy. Pick the wrong habit and the life is struggle. And life is a struggle. Genes cannot be easily changed, which means they provide a powerful advantage in favorable circumstances and a serious disadvantage in unfavorable circumstances. Habits are easier when they align with your natural abilities. Choose the habits that best suits you. Play a game that favors your strength. If you can find a game that favors you, create one. Genes do not eliminate the need for hard work, they clarify it. They tell us what to work hard on. That's it for today, guys. We completed chapter number 18. You have to start from page number 229 from tomorrow. This is chapter number 19, the Goldilocks rule: how to stay motivated in life and work. This is the chapter we have to start. I hope it's visible. We have to start from here. I hope it's visible. So that's it for today, guys. We are reading more than 15 minutes, of course, because it went off around 1 or 2 minutes ago. I think I summarized the chapter 2. The chapter summary is given at the end, so I just read that. The thing is, do I understand what I read today? And the answer to it is yes, I do. What comes naturally to you, you do that. What is fun to me but not to others, because if a work is fun to you and not to others, then it's easier for you to follow that work. So that is a good place to work for. And then, do you get greater results than the average person in that field? And is it natural for you to do that? Like, what does coming naturally means? It means whenever you feel like, yeah, it's good, you feel authentic doing that work. You don't have any thoughts behind it, doing that work. You just do it because you want to do it, and you just like it. So to like a thing, first of all, you have to be free. You have to clear up your mind. Then only you know what you are feeling. Yeah, right. So you have to feel first, and to feel, you need to clear up your mind. And I think I know most of the people who are not successful yet don't have a clear mind. Even I don't. I'm also trying to clear up my mind, and I hope I do it very soon so that I could figure out more what I want in my life. I have some clarity, but I want more, and I think I'll get more by time. Yeah, he also told us to, if you are not best at something, at a particular game, then you create a game, then you choose a game that is best suits to your abilities, your combination of abilities. Like if you are, let's say, he gave an example of bodybuilders. Bodybuilders are overly very strengthful. Strengthful is not the right word. Bodybuilders are very full of strength overall, and they have a very sculpted body and very perfect looking body at every aspect. But when they arm wrestle a professional arm wrestler, they often lose. Even the biggest of the biggest bodybuilders lose to a small arm wrestler. Why is that? Because the arm wrestler trained for that habit. They trained for that specific skill. That's why they are very good at it. They chose a very specific path and built that path like a fucking concrete bar, so no one could even think of beating them in that field. So that's what you do if you think you are not good at a cliche job. Then you create a new job by combining your other habits, not habits, your other achievements, your other capabilities. You combine them and create a new one. It's like a metamorphosis of a new you. Yeah, that's it. How to get the most out of your genes? First of all, to get the most out of your genes, you have to get to do the hard work. Most people believe I don't have a better body because I don't have the genes, and they don't put in the efforts first, even the efforts. That's the case with me. But how can I say that if I haven't even tried it? If I haven't even tried bodybuilding, how can I say that it's not for me? First, I have to try it and give it as much time and efforts others are giving. And then if it doesn't work out for me, then I'll happily accept that I haven't been dealt the um, bad hand, good hand at genetics and bodybuilding. So then I'll accept it. Right now I won't, even if I feel like I do, but I won't believe it. So that's it. That's what we studied today. We have to start from chapter number 19 tomorrow, and I think there's a lot less of what we have to read left. If you have any suggestions, I think there are only 2-3 days worth of mostly 2-3 days worth of reading material left with me. If you have anything more, any other book you want to suggest to me, then please do. I'll read it, I'll give it a try, I'll buy it first, so it requires time. So please suggest it as soon as possible. That's it for today, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, go find your purpose, guys. It's very important.